This cat right here is not going to let me pass her without giving her some wet food. She knows about it on top of the fridge, and I'm not going to be able to get past her without her meowing like a maniac. Just watch. Come on, let me pass. Come on. Come on. Let me get past. Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you two homebrew fan-made games, and the first one I'm going to show you is OpenBOR Beats of Rage. And I have to forewarn you, there will be some load times for this particular game, but it is a fantastic game, and many of you might be familiar with this from your Dreamcast days. OpenBOR is an engine, and many preset games, even like stuff like TMNT, Wolverine, He-Man, and so on have been done on OpenBOR, and I'm hoping to get more of these going in the future, but right now we're playing Beats of Rage. I'm going to put it on hard mode activate, and surprisingly this runs better on the Mini NES and SNES than it does on the PlayStation Classic. And once I post this in the next release, I'm also going to do a brief tutorial on how to get this going so you can have your most optimal experience. But again, there are some load times, as I mentioned, so beware. So you can go take a bathroom break, smoke a cigarette, if you still do that, of course. I mean, it's pretty much banned in most of the world now, in New York, United States, UK. I mean, it's when I was growing up as a kid, cigarettes were everywhere, but now you don't see them anymore. Okay, I'm going to play as Mandy. I'm going to do hard mode activate as mentioned. As mentioned, the load times are definitely present, so you could, like I said, smoke a cigarette, make a sandwich, take a bathroom break, or even catch up on Season 2 of Cobra Kai, which I just did today. I absolutely love the show, and I'm really looking forward to Season 3. Yes, it was renewed for Season 3, and not only that, YouTube runs what you had to pay for, a subscription service for roughly $12 US a month, but now they're going to make it where all the YouTube original shows are absolutely free to watch, but you'll have pop-up ads and such throughout them or at the beginning, just like some of the videos you typically watch on YouTube. I do have CloverCon installed, so I'm going to hold down the attack button, and then hold down the select button. Now I have Turbo Fire Mode activate. This does have an amazing two-player mode activate as well, incredible soundtrack. I'm at least going to try to get to the first stage here. I am playing on hard mode, of course. But I have tried to run this before in a previous video, and it did not run nearly as well as this. I had a few issues to contend with, but these are accounted for in the release, as you'll see. And that'll probably be out by next weekend, not this weekend. But look at this insanity. This is a fantastic game. And unfortunately, some of the OpenBOR games, such as the better Masters of the Universe and G.I. Joe ones, are only playable on PC due to the dependencies and assets that are required to run them. And I'm going to do one other game after I get to the second stage in this game. A great NES game that Bailey, the same person who helped me out with the ScumV files and such for that release, turned me on to. And it is a fantastic game, as you will see in the next few minutes. But yes, I'm definitely a very big fan of the original Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, and I even saw the Hilary Swank Another Karate Kid. I actually did not watch the Jackie Chan one yet. I still need to watch that one. But I do see that Will Smith produced the one on YouTube. Okay, let's get this first stage out of the way. And then we're running with glorious full speed, music, and all that stuff. Initially I had a few issues with the audio going, but it's all set up now and everything's running great. Now on the PlayStation Classic, I'm still going to try to tweak a little bit more, but as of right now, it runs better on the SNES and NES Mini, which is a nice thing to know. I mean, so all of you guys that are still on the SNES and NES Minis, you got something awesome here. It runs fantastic. But I'm hoping by the release I'll be able to have it for both, running on all three of these classics. And I'm going to do another video about the Genesis Mini as well. I'm going to account for all the 20 games that are announced thus far. And I'm still hoping when they do the next announcement that they're going to put Alien Soldier into the mix because we need a treasure game. And they had better put Revenge of Shinobi in there as well. Because no Genesis collection is complete without having Revenge of Shinobi. But at least they have Shinobi 3. And we're definitely going to do a video, and I'm going to go through all 20 of those games as mentioned. And I'm going to do another video where I do a little bit more on the Genesis collection that I happen to have on PlayStation 4. And I'm going to try to platinum that. So if any of you guys and gals want to try to platinum along with me, just add me on PSN under KMFD Manic. I'd be glad to go up against you with that. Just fun competition. And yes, the final episode, I'm not going to spoil anything, the final episode of Karate Kid, the Cobra Kai Season 2, was a doozy. I'm not going to say anything more than that. Okay, let's try the other character here. We'll try Max. Kind of like a Hagar style character. And I am going to post this on the KMFD Mod Hub once I do the release. And I'll have it in the installer for the PlayStation Classic as well. But very, very happy with this. And I'm hoping to get some other games, such as Ikari Warriors, going as well. I would love to see more of these going. I'll get as many as I can going. But after we get to the second stage here, for a minute or two, I'm going to do the NES game that Bailey told me about, which is a really cool game called Micro Mages. You'll see it in action within the next few minutes. There's actually a SplatterHouse OpenBOR game as well, which is also pretty incredible. But that is another one that is probably only going to run on PC. So definitely check OpenBOR out on PC if you at all can, because that is how it is. But I'm hoping we can get more of these full-fledged games running, but as of right now, we're going to be quite limited, and you're also going to have to contend with some load times, which I actually edited out of this video, because I normally don't edit them, but I didn't want you to have to wait 3 minutes on these. Yeah, and speaking of cigarettes, I mean, when you think about it, many of you guys and gals who grew up in the 70s and 80s and before, you couldn't go a day without seeing some kind of commercial related to them. Billboards, placards, magazine ads, and all that. You simply do not see any of that stuff anymore. And there was a point when people actually quit smoking because of it being hazardous to your health, and then they started chewing tobacco instead, and we all know, historically speaking, what that tobacco led to when they were basically throwing it into the sewers and gutters and all that stuff. I mean, it turned out to be a bad thing. Beautiful, beautiful game. Very happy with this. And there are some great Castlevania OpenBOR games as well, such as a remake of the Tiger handheld electronic LCD one, which I would love to get going as well. But I'm going to do all I can to get all these going. Nice and fast-paced frenetic here. And remember, if you have Turbo Fire activated, you might want to make sure you disable it before you exit a game. Otherwise, you might end up having it screw up your RetroArch menus and such. And I am going to be doing more tweaking with RetroArch and such for the next update as well. But the name of the game for the next release is to try to get more of these great fan-made homebrew games up in action. I mean, I love these type of games, and I'm really, really looking forward to any ones that come out in the future. And thanks again, Bailey, for telling me about Micro Mages. I had no clue or inkling about that game whatsoever. Okay. And yes, also thank you, Dank Games, for telling me about some of the ones that I got into the NES Games tab on the Mod Hub, the RPG ones specifically. And you can get those right now, guys and gals. Just go to the KMFD Mod Hub, Games tab, and there are quite a few. There's roughly a dozen games now, but I'll probably have close to 50 by next release for many various systems. Because I'd like you to be able to download RetroArch, install the cores, and have games that you could test right from the get-go instead of trying to look on the deepest recesses of the internet for stuff that is technically illegal to even download. But these ones are going to be completely legal, and I'm going to do my best to help you out with stuff for each and every core that I can. Like I said, Dreamcast is still going strong 20 years later because of the homebrew scene. And even Shovel Knight is a homebrew game. But it is a commercial homebrew game. Battle Kid 1 and 2. I mean, I would love to see in the comments some other homebrew games that you guys and gals can come up with, because There was a point when I didn't even care about hacks in homebrew games, but I've been thoroughly impressed with some of these ones like Battle Kid 1 and 2, Axiom Verge, and of course Beats of Rage, and these really turned me the other way. I mean, I'm definitely having a different opinion about these. But this is one game that's been on my to-do list for some time now. I'm very, very glad to have it going for you guys and gals. And by the way, there is actually one legal loophole to smoking. If you're a comedian, an actor, and such, you can actually use a cigarette smoking in your act. That is one of the loopholes to it. But most of the time, when you see people smoking cigarettes in movies, they're actually fake cigarettes. But there are still some actors who smoke real cigarettes in the movies. Let's try the other character for a brief moment. We didn't do Kula yet. But after I do this brief stage here, I'm going to move on to the NES game. I'll make sure I disable the turbo fire, but definitely an incredible game, Beats of Rage, and there are over 1,000 games that are based off of this engine. Definitely need to do some two-player mode activate here. And one of my favorite ones is actually Final Fight Gold, which is a Final Fight game using characters like Blanka from Street Fighter. That is an absolutely incredible game. So I'm going to disable the turbo fire right now. I'm going to do her special move, which is actually kind of cool. You do a double tap forward, and then you can do that, like an ice breath. Now I'm going to exit the game, and we're going to try out the NES game for a brief moment, which has an incredible Castlevania Flare-style soundtrack. We're going to that right now. Micro Mages. This game is actually a thorough surprise for me, and again, I give huge personal thanks to Bailey for turning me on to this great game. And you can actually buy it online for real cartridge and or ROM, and it comes with a manual as well. But definitely a cool game made by Morphcat Games, and I have to say honestly, over the years I haven't been that impressed with fan-made or homebrew games in general, but certain ones have really turned my mind the other direction. I mean, I'm really very ecstatic about ones like Axiom Verge, which is a great Metroidvania-style game. And of course, Battle Kid 1 and 2 for the original NES. You can buy those on real cartridge as well. And unfortunately, this game is not going to make it to the KMFD Mod Hub because it is a commercial game that is purchasable. But Beats of Rage will. So that would probably be by next weekend. And again, I would love to see in the comments how many games that you guys and gals could recommend, homebrew or fan-made wise, that I should definitely check out. And again, I'm a huge Metroidvania fan. There was a time when I really didn't like the non-linear aspect of Castlevania games, and I actually didn't beat Symphony of the Night until probably 10 years ago when I downloaded it on the PlayStation Network on my PlayStation 3. Yes, I've actually never beaten the game until about 10 years ago. I was more or less going back to the original linear Castlevanias endlessly. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, and even Rondo of Blood. And even Rondo of Blood isn't quite 100% linear because of some of the unlockables in the game as well. And I'm very also happy that Rondo of Blood has finally gotten its full USA adage and such. I mean, on the PSP collection, and even on the more recent PlayStation 4 download and such. And it's probably on Xbox One as well. I'm not really a fanboy, but I do buy a majority of my games on the PlayStation 4. Because that is the system that I just happen to have in the man cave where I do most of my stuff. But great game, Bailey, and I'm loving the soundtrack here. Very cool. I'm kind of curious if this company has done any other games. I'm definitely going to have to do more research on this. And I know that the game is going to get much more difficult through the stages, but I'm definitely going to have a fun time going through this. And by the way, I did buy this game. I found it an incredible game worth buying. Definitely got to support the homebrew and fan-made games. Not bad at all. Definitely a step up from the games that I used to play many years ago that were on new grounds, or wasn't news grounds, that were Flash-made games. I'd much rather have the pixelated appearance of the original NES if I'm going to be playing these type of games. But again, I'm a big fan of Axiom Verge as well, and that was an incredible game that I got on my Vita as well as on the PlayStation 4. And beautiful, the music is actually changing too. Really love that it's not the same music the entire time. Gotta get used to this. They're definitely adding a little bit of a more challenge level here in each stage. Like, how do I get past this part? Okay, just a simple run and jump. How many of you remember that TMNT where you have the one stage, just like Angry Video Game mentioned, where you're trying to jump over the gap, but you really have to just walk across the gap? Yeah, not bad at all. And there's a chest in there. You gotta have some kind of skills here to be able to get to these things before the auto scroll takes you up. I got this. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be coming back to this. But again, I'm planning on next weekend for the release, not this weekend, because I'd like to get a few more things done, and especially try to get the OpenBOR running better on the PlayStation Classic as well, like it's running on the SNES Classic. I have to say, I had never even heard of this game before Bailey told me about it, and I'm very, very happy he did. And he did an incredible job helping me out with the Scumfy, which I'm going to be trying to do more with in the future as well. Okay, I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a boss battle here. I'm probably going to get my butt whooped. Kind of reminds me of the Meat Boy game. I keep always saying, anytime I refer to that game, I think of Midnight Meat Train, that great Clive Barker movie, which I was very, very happy when it was limited release. It actually did get released in my area. And most of the time when I have limited release movies, they tend to be only in New York in my vicinity. And that is roughly 8 to 9 hours away from me. That is kind of a drive. Let's try this one more time. Hopefully I can do this within 2 or 3 lives, but an incredible game, and I'm on the first boss here. I got this. Now, I don't normally read the manuals for games. I just enjoy them and try to discover what I can without the manuals, but usually after I play the game, like, I will go back to the manual and see if there are any kind of moves or such, like movesets that I'm not familiar with. Like, who knows if you unlock secret items, like Mega Man style power moves or stuff like that. I guess I'll find out. And I got my butt whooped there. I'll try it one more time. 3rd time's the charm. I can do this. Come on now. I haven't even tried to hold the button down. I don't know if I can do like a charge move or not. Yeah, I can. There we go. I don't want him to suck me up this time. Okay, stay under the blocks. There we go, I figured it out. Spoiler alert. This is actually my first time playing this game, by the way. Don't suck me up here. I got 3 more chances here. Or should we say 2 after this block? Oh, great. This is actually a pretty well-designed boss battle here. I have a feeling I'm still going to end up losing, but I at least have enough knowledge to make it the next time. Okay, I beat it. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys and gals, and release should be next weekend. And thanks again, Bailey.